National Railway Museum in York, and I'm chuffed to be here. 200 years ago this year, the Industrial Revolution brought us the railways. It's now early August 2025 as I edit this video, and I had no idea of the celebrations happening, like the Great Gathering in Derby a few days ago. Missed it, cusses. Anyway, I've seen nothing on TV, radio or social media until a few days ago. I can't believe it. Anyway, hopefully I'll make the best of it this coming autumn. I certainly hope so. Let's get back to the National Railway Museum, which features images photographed from 2017 and 2024. This engine is typical of the very first locomotives to be built in the 1820s by engineers Richard Trevithick and George and Robert Stephenson, who in 1829 built probably the most famous loco, Rocket. This is a replica. The original iconic locomotive is at Locomotion in Shildon, County Durham. From the old to the new, like Eurostar. In 1964, Japan built the bullet train, the Shinkansen, meaning true trunk line. We're excited about this, as back in 2017, we were in Japan and travelled in the modern versions of these trains, which are awesome.
It's more akin to flying, it really is. It's so smooth.
Nice to see headlights have improved somewhat over the years. Yes, awesome. So, we're in the Great Hall, which once was a locomotive shed. 7 years later, I'm back, and there's lots of refurbishment going on, which should be completed around late 2025. And it's this year the NRM celebrates its 50th anniversary too. And as mentioned earlier, it's the 200th anniversary of the historic Stockton to Darlington Railway. Rocket was the winner in the Rainhill Trials in 1829. Proving the best loco for the Liverpool and Manchester Railway, the very first that began rail travel. Let's take a look at Wonderlab. Aimed at families, it blends science and technology in an interactive way. We messed about with infrared screens. However, although we're big kids, the infrared was fun for us but far too noisy, so we escaped for coffee and cake. So, let's take a look at some of the most famous locomotives here. The legendary Flying Scotsman, the first to reach 100 miles per hour on its non-stop service from London to Edinburgh in 1934. The corridor tender enabled crews to swap over on non-stop runs. Boy, it's a tight squeeze in here. This famous A1 Pacific was designed by Sir Nigel Gresley and built at Doncaster Works in 1923. Can you believe they were going to scrap the Flying Scotsman? Unbelievable. Fortunately, it was saved and now runs on heritage railways, sometimes main line, but here it is, having a well-earned rest. So, here's the next most prestigious loco. Can you guess its name? Painted in its original livery. These lads are quite excited to be here. Yes, Mallard, holder of the world speed record at 126 miles per hour for a steam locomotive in 1938. There's no doubt this beast looks fantastic in its blue livery and red wheels. So John and I are shooting loads of photos. Here's Sir Nigel Gresley, designer of these magnificent A4 Pacifics that ran on the London North Eastern Railway. Mallard has been in the museum since 1975, but like Sir Nigel Gresley, there are a couple of other A4s that are still running in the UK. Sir Nigel did achieve a post-world record of 112 miles per hour in 1959, testament to the power of the A4s. This is the dynamometer car, which was used to accurately record the loco's speed. The train consisted of 6 carriages too, when it broke the world record for steam locomotives at 126 miles per hour. Would have loved to have witnessed that, but I'd be about 150 years old by now. In 2018, the National Railway Museum hosted the great gathering of 6 remaining A4 Pacifics, 2 of which came from the States and Canada. Luckily, my longtime buddy John McClay was there to capture it. Thanks, John. Wow. Look what I spotted back in 2017. An A4 Pacific, Union of South Africa. Now let's look at this magnificent beast, pride of the London Midlands Scottish region. Its answer to the LNER's A4 Streamline locos. A similar class, the Coronation Scot, reached 114 miles per hour during a test run in 1937. But as we know, Mallard eclipsed that by 12 miles per hour in 1938. I think after that, the LMS probably threw the towel in. The main reason though were high running costs and of course safety risks. A beautiful Duchess of Hamilton looking awesome in its Art Deco livery. So here's the last steam locomotive ever built by British Rail. Well, with one exception, we'll see in action in a moment. The 9F class Evening Star is also one of the most powerful locos ever built. Rolling out of the Swindon Works in 1960. Its wheel configuration, 210O, had tremendous traction as a result for pulling heavy loads. Coming into view is Tornado. It's a replica of a peppercorn Class A1 Pacific, which took 18 years to build with the help of fundraising, topping out at £3 million. And it did reach 100 miles per hour on a run, the first time for a steam locomotive in 50 years. Walschaerts valve gear, invented by a Belgian engineer way back in 1844. So successful, it became widely used on locos until the end of steam. Poetry in motion. Braking system and beautiful pipework on Evening Star. Including Evening Star, 251 9Fs were built, but a few have survived. So, what's it like to be in the cab of a mighty 9F? Let's take a look. Fantastic! My eldest son driving. We're limited to a maximum speed of 30 miles an hour, which is probably just as well. So back in York at the National Railway Museum, let's take a look at some of the other exhibits. Like this GWR Streamline railcar, seating 69 passengers with a top speed of 60 miles per hour, built in 1933 and fitted with a bus engine. Fitted with a bus engine. Number 737, a beautiful locomotive built for the South Eastern and Chatham Railway in 1901, appeared as a film star in Chariots of Fire. This huge, powerful loco with an American look was built in the UK in 1935, shipped to China, then gifted back in 1981 to the National Railway Museum. Box Hill is a Stroudley 060 tank engine built in 1880, and it ran on the London, Brighton and South Coast Railway. This is the Furness Railway No. 3. It was nicknamed Old Copper Knob because of its huge copper-cladding dome. The loco was used as a shunter around Barrow in Furness docks. It has shrapnel damage from bombing in World War II when it was on display. Don't mention the war. Here you can see women cleaning the locos, as most men would have been abroad during the Second World War. Livingstone Thompson was built for the Festiniog narrow gauge railway in 1885. Lodestar, a Great Western Railway loco, built in 1907, cost £3,180. It was withdrawn in 1951, by which time it had covered, wait for it, 2,500,898 miles. Whew. So I think the Great Western Railway got its money's worth out of this loco.
Yeah, we could do with a coffee in a minute, I think.
Not forgetting cake, of course. This is a Great Northern Railway, number 1 class Stirling, built in 1868, with a giant 8-foot driving wheel. Fast for its time, it could reach up to 85 miles an hour. Wow. This is a replica 2nd class closed carriage from the 1830s. And behind, an open-top carriage, probably 3rd class. What you're about to see is a model setup to train signalmen. From 1925 to 1953, training was voluntary, but from 1953 into 1995, it became part of their training. Blimey, should have been compulsory right from the get-go, methinks. Health and safety, eh? There is so much to see at the NRM, one day is not really enough. Like these massive ornate gates from Euston Station that stood in its Doric arch prior to 1962. Even good old Michael Palin has a plaque on the wall. There's thousands of models, railway memorabilia too. In the workshop, look who's having a refurb. Yep, Sir Nigel. Another part of the museum that was closed off in 2024 is where the Royal Trains are, or were. Who's she? And there's mail vans here too. Love the historic one. Can you imagine trying to sort mail whilst the train's rocking at speed? Did all the mail get to the right address, I wonder? Terence Cunio's magnificent painting of Waterloo Station. Can you spot his trademark mouse, plus the great artist and his family in the picture? Well, you'll have to go to the National Railway Museum to see this awesome painting.
That was it, folks.